Well, good morning, everybody. I have a bit of a trivial. That deep voice at the start of the video? That's Jack. Right, so if the media company is here and you want to get a little bit of an artist with him, we can write to him. And then the second thing, you would see that we have a new tagline, see what others can't. So this was launched globally, and when we were in the US last month, in July, I said, you know what, for Singapore, we need to localize it, make it more intimate. What would it be? See what others cannot lah. Well, it's a global campaign, and you're going to see a bit more of this. And I think it really says what we as geospatial professionals can do. We see what others can't when we look at data and we look at the deep insights that we can uncover. So a very good morning to everyone. My name is Thomas, and I'm really glad you could join us this morning. Our user conferences, be it local or the international ones, have always been a meeting of professionals like yourself, where we get together, exchange ideas, share our learned journeys on how we apply geospatial science and technology. This is no different. As we get together today, I hope that you'll be inspired, not just by the technology, but really by the people you meet, the stories you learn, and the work that they have done, and how we're going to make the world better through your thoughts and your vision. At this point, I'd also like to thank our partners. Without them, this event would not be possible. With them, and you'll see from the video from SG Secure, it's good bomb shelters and terrorist hideouts. So the booths are outside. If you take your time over the tea break, do take some time and have a conversation with them. And we're also very happy to have GeoWorks here with us. This week is the inaugural Singapore Geospatial Week, and the first anniversary of GeoWorks. And I'd like to extend our warmest congratulations to SLA and the team at GeoWorks for a very fulfilling year, and I say this on behalf of the 600 delegates here in the room today. Yesterday, when Prime Minister's office, Minister Indrani, opened up the GeoWorks anniversary, she said, geospatial science and technology is fundamental and integrated with our aspiration for smart nation. And I think I can't agree more, because you look at the diversity of the people here, it really just says that. Another observation that geospatial science and technology have become prevalent is when the Minister of Education, Mr. Ong Ye Kung, addressed the principals at the appreciation and appointment of school principals ceremony. He said this: to learn for the students in the coming year, they will learn how to map their neighborhoods, learn land use patterns, and in turn derive insights for building a more inclusive and community living and activities. And the MOE EduGIS team we have met last year is already working to incorporate geospatial sciences into the new secondary school curriculum. And then more recently, in PM's National Day rally, you remember, he took us through our plans for the new Southern District. And he took us through the learnings and the fight that we must do against climate change. And how did he do it? He leveraged on maps. And in a moment where he had to get a message across a diverse audience with clarity, he chose to use maps. Because a picture speaks 1,000 words, but a map will speak a million. But a well-designed map will communicate and inspire actions and outcomes. And then today, as I stand up here and welcome all of you, the diversity of the audience is evident that geospatial thinking and practice are being adopted across the sectors. This year, we have over 650 delegates across 104 organizations. This represents a large community that is growing in Singapore. And in this audience, there's more than 38% of you that's not from the government sector, but from a diverse private sector. So you're diverse in so many fields, yet you come together and speak a common language. You talk about the same thing, you use the same methods, and you use and leverage geospatial to create value for your organizations and the community. So perhaps we can say now that we are living in an era where geospatial has become a way of life. Our conference theme this year is Inspiring Outcomes, and every year, my team will reach out in the region and locally to find inspiring stories so that we could share with you, so that we can invite the speakers to come, so that you could learn from their outcomes and be inspired. This year, we have a total of 8 organizations who will be sharing their stories, and I hope you'll find them as inspiring. So for this moment, I'd like all of us to give a round of applause to our overseas and local speakers who have taken time to join us. So we have Peter from Dublin Airport and Kylie from Newman & Gold, who will share in the morning plenary sessions on how they have achieved business outcomes through leveraging a geospatial strategy. And then in the afternoon, hear from our Bangladesh Impact Award winners on how geospatial strategies are deployed to improve sustainability, farming, and smart water management in Bangladesh. And then also hear from users from JTC, National Parks, URA, and MOE, who will take you through a journey on how geodigital transformation have improved efficiencies and changed mindsets. So be charged up for a really enriching day. On emerging trends, with growing populations, mass urbanization, and climate change, creating enormous opportunities and challenges for world infrastructure. It is estimated by the year 2050, 68% of the world population will be living in cities and will need an estimated 1,000 new structures every year. So when it comes to developing and improving infrastructure for communities, technologies such as GIS, BIM, CAD are essential. In the recent years, there's been a growing trend enabling greater synergy between these technologies, platform, and bridging the gap between traditional planning and design silos. Esri's open vision and interoperability has supported organization workflows within infrastructure across the decade. We have integrated engineering data, formats, and workflows. But now, the integration is even closer between GIS, and BIM. The partnership between Esri and the Autodesk is seeing optimized designs, accelerated project approvals, reduced costs within smarter cities, building smarter cities and more resilient infrastructure. This is the time when location and design are working together to address global challenges. So in the morning, we're also delighted to have Ms. Karen Weiss from Autodesk to join us. She's going to take us through the many possibilities of integrating BIM and GIS together. There are new ways that's been integrated, and she will show you how AEC professionals are using that to break down departmental silos. On another celebratory note, every year from a global nomination list of thousands, Esri selects 150 organizations and honor their work with the Special Achievement in GIS Award. These organizations are selected on the merits of how they have used GIS to improve the way we work, the way we live, and the way we play. This year, I'd like to take this opportunity to celebrate the continuous work of our very own, and this year is a special year. We have 3 winners. So let me take you through them. Singapore Land Authority was awarded for the Singapore Advanced Map. For those who are familiar with this, it is an integrated 2D and 3D digital mapping system launched in 2016, but delivers compelling visualizations of the entire island. It provides essential information for users across the agencies to support them in operational planning, situation awareness, risk management, and decision making. With the ability to seamlessly integrate 2D and 3D visualization, SAM provides the necessary information to planners and analysts to better analyze situations above ground and underground. Second, we have the Urban Redevelopment Authority for their digital master planning. By harnessing location-based analytics, URA has been better guided in land use capability to evaluate places most suitable for social and community practices. Not only that, they have simplified the manner in which they collaborate with other agencies. Their plans can now be clearly marked out so that relevant parties can make amendments to it and then solicit feedback as a part of the review process. And then third, on the screen you would see, is Sembcorp Industries. For their Geo system, essentially it's a pipeline service corridor management system on Jurong Island. With all the information related to the pipes and assets now sitting in the Geo system, users can visualize, access the necessary information in 2D or 3D through a common interface, allowing different departments to plan and coordinate tasks. Much of the manual processes were made redundant, and the time taken to generate an example of a business code went from a month to days. So it truly integrated submission and approval processes and improved efficiency and productivity. So I would like to offer us a congratulations to all 3 of them. Last year, when we gathered here, we shared and examined the evidence of how all of us have been a pedigree of smart city thinkers. We have done work that predates the coining of the word smart nation. You have always, and your predecessors have applied and leveraged geospatial concepts and improved the work that we do, allowing us to build a more resilient and safer country, to build more inclusive communities, and achieve efficiency and productivity gains. Today, I'd like us to take this concept a little further, take the concept of collaboration a little further, and develop a common geospatial network across the country. So in my work, in my career with Esri, I had the opportunity to work with many of you, and I've seen the impact that your work does. In many instances, it starts with a spatial thinker. In many instances, it starts with a spatial thinker looking to enable a workflow, to visualize, analyze, and plan to gain deeper insights and to solve an organization challenge. And then many of you seated here, would be the spatial thinker in your organization to try and coordinate and organize a team to support greater workflows, collaborate better, develop processes that leverage geospatial as the underpinning dimension that cuts across multiple systems. I see some of you all nodding, and many of you often play this role before the team is formed and before the department is set up. Now, when your team begins to work with other teams and departments, an organization system forms, leveraging an enterprise geospatial system that interoperates with business systems like SAP, like the ERP systems, CRM systems, delivering day-to-day business outcomes and efficiencies. And you would have known these examples from the past Esri conferences, like the National Parks Maven, like the PUB's Jerry system, like the SAMCOP Geo system that I've just spoke about. But it is where we can go from here that really excites me and my colleagues at Esri. Through the use of distributed services, which you will hear about today, open data, open standards and formats, we can create a system, a sustainable system of a framework of a system of systems. Leveraging geospatial as a common thread across systems is not new. Back in 2008, when SG Space was launched by SLA, their vision and strategy was to create a geospatially enabled Singapore, bringing agencies together with geospatial data and workflows integrating as one. Today, the technology has advanced and amplified what can be achieved, and we can build a resilient system of systems. Our organizations and city and your businesses are dynamic. There's a constant flow of information that comes back and forth, processes that link our work with colleagues, the speed at which we collaborate and access the right information at the right currency at the right time help us make critical and better decisions. It is when these systems start collaborating across agencies in the public sector, from public to the private sector, from one business to another, or sector to the citizens, incorporating new emerging technology trends like IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence, it starts to create a geospatial infrastructure. This geospatial infrastructure is now transforming organization because it's interconnecting not just systems, it's interconnecting data, information, or at the same time, using location as a common key to bring together different systems. So your work is building geospatial systems that runs businesses, cities, and country. Your work collectively represents and creates a geospatial infrastructure that can now be connected, collaborated, leveraged, and integrated for even greater outcomes. So if I were to align the conference to the Singapore Geospatial Master Plan, they have a vision of creating a geospatial-powered Singapore. So I hope that in today's conference, you will see examples, you will hear, and you will share experiences and aspirations of achieving the same. And also understand how the advancement in Esri technology and our people and practices can support your goals in building your own and our nation's geospatial infrastructure. So on this note, and in closing, a point I say every year is that our greatest strength is in you, our user communities. Your continuous and open feedback is what made us stronger. And it is important for us to know what works and what doesn't work for you in the way you deliver your day-to-day missions. So I hope that you enjoy this year's conference, meet new friends, share experiences, and my team and I will look forward to speaking with you throughout the day. So thank you very much for being here once again.